all have requested it, and here it is. How to install a backup camera on your Chevy Avalanche or your Cadillac EXT. Tools you'll need for this job is a drill, a 13mm, a T30, a flathead screwdriver, a trim removal tool. You'll need wire strippers, and we used a T-tap splice wire connector to connect our trigger wire for the reverse light. I've had this backup camera on the Avalanche for a few months now. It's worked flawlessly. I got this one from tailgatecamera.com. I'm going to show you how to do the install, and step one, we're going to figure out where to put the camera. There's really only two possible places to mount the backup camera. You can mount it exactly where I mounted it, where you can see your receiver hitch, or you can mount it a little bit above it, and you'll have more of a 180-degree view directly behind you instead of an angled approach like most factory tailgates have. We're going to cut to a quick little scene. You can see what it looks like from my display with this angle. So once you decide where you want to put your backup camera, whether it's here or here, you're going to use the included hole saw with the kit, and you're going to attach it to your drill and drill into your tailgate. Next, we're going to disassemble the tailgate bezel from the tailgate itself. You have two T30 bolts right here, so you're going to use your T30 and take these off. Now that you've removed your two T30 bolts, you're going to remove the bezel. As you can see, it's floppy here, and there are two Christmas tree fasteners right here and right here. So you're gonna take some sort of plastic tool so you don't break anything, kind of pry. If you look down here, you can see the Christmas tree fastener right there, goes into the tailgate itself, and there's one directly on the other side. So you're gonna get your pry tool in there, and you're not gonna break anything, hopefully. There we go, one out, and same procedure on the other side. Jesus. So now you can see your tailgate camera. At this point, since this is already complete, you're going to feed all the wire through your bezel and then push the actual camera into your tailgate bezel. You're gonna see a little up arrow on the camera. That's how you know it's the top of the camera, so you don't go to turn on your backup camera and everything's upside down. So they made it pretty easy to figure out what to do. The tailgate on the Avalanches and the Escalade trucks are different than any other truck, really. They're not made of metal, so you don't just drop your tailgate backup camera straight down, drill a hole like you normally do. It's made of fiberglass, so there's nowhere to actually drop down or go straight through. And this is where my 30-minute quick camera install turned into an hour and a half because I didn't know what to do and I couldn't find any videos on YouTube, which brings us where we are today. I figured out a really easy solution with no specialty tools or anything to get your wire from here all the way through here. Now this is all compartmentalized all the way through, and there's no way to just jiggle a wire through there, but there's something already existing on this tailgate that will help you with this step. So if you come look over here, what we're gonna wanna do is we're gonna wanna get this cable through to the driver's side floorboard, and then we can install it from there. So what we're gonna wanna use is this rod that already exists for your tailgate latch. That rod goes all the way through to over here on your latch mechanism. So what I did for mine was I zip tied the wires to that rod and pulled it all the way through and was able to get my wires to here. I'll disassemble this. It's just a bunch of 13s, and I'll show you what that looks like inside. What we're gonna do is remove this connector right here from our tailgate rod. You're gonna do so by prying up on it and not breaking everything. I'm not a professional. There we go. As you see, the plastic retaining clip is released. You'll pull the rod out like so. There we go. All right, now follow me over here. So keep in mind, once you disconnect this, you won't be able to open up this latch without pulling right here. So let's make sure our tailgate's open before going further, which ours is. Now we're going to remove this clip completely, pull the rod off. Okay, rod is disconnected. And we've already disassembled our latch mechanism, so now you can pull it through. There we go. So now you can see inside the tailgate. You should have just seen the holes inside of the tailgate where this rod goes through and why it's so challenging to feed a wire through there. So what we're going to do next is actually use this rod to fish the wire through. So essentially what we're going to do, you can just see it outside the tailgate, is we're going to put this latch mechanism in its place, put the rod through its hole, and it'll kind of go further than what you saw previously when it was all connected. And then you're going to zip tie or do something to connect the wire to the guide rod, and then you'll pull it through, fish it right on out, and then you will have this wire right here. And now we're almost done with the tailgate portion. We now have the tailgate camera wires over here, and we need to get it somewhere down here to run it underneath the truck. So what I did is I disconnected the tailgate at this point. Pretty easy to remove it. You just take a flathead, right here, you move here, do the same on the other side, and we'll pull the whole tailgate out. You don't have to do this step, it just made it easier for me so that I could kind of shake the wires down. So I'm going to keep the tailgate on, it'd be easier to show this way. So next you have some more 13mm bolts, and if you disconnect this bolt over here, there's just a little hole where the bolt goes in, and you can grab a pick or something, kind of lift the tailgate up, try to push the wires down and use a pick, pull it this way, and then you'll have another 13mm bolt, and then you can pull the wire right over here. And then what I would recommend is drilling a hole back here. Mine's a little bit further over because I didn't realize how hard this would be originally, and you can use that same hole saw that was supplied in your kit. It's over there. And just drill a hole in the bottom of your tailgate. It's kind of thick fiberglass. As you can see, there's still some pieces in my hole saw, so I have to pick it out as you go, but then you'll have a hole straight down. And at this point, we have our tailgate wires run through the tailgate, and it's time to go underneath the truck. We now have the camera wire fished all the way through from the tailgate down to underneath the truck. There's some options on here if you want to add parking lines, if your head unit doesn't come with it, or if you want to attach it to the mirror, or whatever you want to do. Those will be in the instructions for when you buy it. And we're going to connect the tailgate harness now to the main harness that goes into the cab. It's keyed, so it only goes in one way. And then from here, we're going to just kind of zip tie and bring over the rest of this wire till we get to the inside of the body of the truck, and we're just going to kind of follow the frame and other wires that exist and zip tie it, and just kind of stay out of the way of any moving parts so nothing gets rubbed through. You can do this on any truck. It's something I've been doing lately, is instead of drilling a hole into the body of the vehicle, I use this grommet over here where your shift cable is already going. I just kind of cut it a little bit open, and I ran my wire straight through the floorboard this way, so I don't have to cut any holes in the metal part of the truck. Now we're going to go inside the cab of the vehicle. As you can see, everything's covered up from that where the wire entered the truck, so we're going to have to do a little bit of disassembly. First off, floor mats. Link these in the Amazon affiliates page thing. And then this floor bezel right here, it just pops out real easy. I might have to move your seat forward or backwards to finish it up. There we go. Just held in by a couple clips. Mine's only 2, it looks like. Oops. Okay, we'll now move the seat back. And we're gonna rip up the carpet so I can show you where the wires have ended up. I guess that's how you remove that. So right here is where your wires are gonna end up through that grommet. As you see, part of my floor matting is stuck on here. I actually put RTV down just so no water to get in here. Looks like I have water getting in somewhere else actually, but here's where the wire goes through. And then I routed it up all the way into the head unit. The rest of it's pretty straightforward, like any other install, ground to ground anywhere. You're gonna have your RCA cable going to the RCA cable jack of your head unit. But the one thing that's gonna be tough is your trigger wire. Some head units or truck vehicles have some built-in versions, so you can look at your backup camera whenever you want. There's already a trigger wire as part of the system behind the dash. These vehicles don't have that from the factory, so I'll show you where you're gonna get your trigger wire from. So right behind this box right here, you're gonna have your tailgate harness. So we're gonna twist this little fastener off. Okay. And then if you look right over here, it'll be kind of hard to get the camera in there. As you can see, we jumped into this wire right here. It's the top right wire. Let me get my phone to add some more lighting. It looks like it's like a yellowish wire right there, and that's gonna be your 12 volts for reverse signal. We have another video coming out shortly. We'll show how to do the entire Apple CarPlay system install, but we're gonna end the install video here. Going to assembly, everything's pretty straightforward now for reassembly. This might confuse some people at first. This right here is actually your lock switch. You might have accidentally put it in the up position while messing with everything, and now your tailgate is stuck. It's as simple as just pushing back down on here, voila, and now we can reassemble everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you're able to now install a backup camera in your Chevy Avalanche or your Cadillac truck. Let's prevent those babies getting run over for sure. So this is gonna be our first time doing a giveaway. The way we're gonna run it is, if you want to win one of these cameras for free, let's make this a lot easier. The subscriber who has a comment with the most likes at the end of 1 month wins one free camera. Much easier. And if you win, we'll send you a coupon code and you'll even get the shipping for free and one of these sent right to your house. Thanks again for watching.
Nice. Perfect.